one reckless night, one stranger, one choice that shattered everything she thought was unbreakable. When she came back home, the man she loved had vanished without a trace, leaving behind only silence and unanswered questions. Now she must face the consequences of a single impulsive moment, and the painful truth that nothing will ever be the same again. Lena had never been one to act on impulse. She was the type who planned everything down to the smallest detail. Her life a carefully arranged puzzle of routines and expectations. But that Friday night, something inside her broke free from its cage. The quiet dissatisfaction she'd been burying for months surfaced all at once, pulling her toward an unexpected decision. She met Max at a crowded bar downtown. He was nothing like Julian. Tall, dark-haired, with an easy smile that seemed to promise an escape from the predictable. Lena didn't know why she followed him out of the noise and into the cool night air. Maybe it was the sudden craving for something different, something reckless, or maybe it was just the exhaustion of pretending everything was fine. At Max's apartment, the hours slipped away in a haze of whiskey and soft conversation. It wasn't love, nor even true desire. It was a desperate grasp at freedom, a momentary rebellion against the life she'd been living. When dawn's first light crept through the blinds, Lena woke alone in a stranger's bed, heart pounding with a mix of guilt and panic. She thought of Julian, steady, reliable Julian, waiting for her at home. The thought of returning to him felt heavy, like stepping back into a life that suddenly seemed suffocating. She slipped out before Max woke, leaving behind the reckless night that had shattered her world. But the moment she opened her apartment door, the ground seemed to give way beneath her feet. The door hung slightly ajar, and inside, silence reigned. Julian was gone. No note, no explanation, just an empty space where their life had been carefully built. Shock gave way to a deep, aching regret. How long had he been gone? Did he know? Had her impulsive choice driven him away? In the days that followed, Lena found herself unraveling. Friends asked questions she couldn't answer. Work became a blur, and most painfully, she faced the truth she'd tried to ignore. She had been profoundly unhappy. Not because of Julian, but because she hadn't been honest with herself. That one night with Max was not just a mistake. It was a symptom. It was a sign that something inside her was breaking free, demanding to be seen. Slowly, Lena began to pick up the pieces. She reached out to Julian, not to plead or explain, but to understand. When they met, their conversation was raw and awkward, but filled with a new kind of honesty. Julian confessed he'd felt invisible for months, like he was living with a ghost rather than the woman he loved. Lena admitted her fears, her loneliness, and the reckless night that had changed everything. There were no simple fixes, no easy answers, but in their shared vulnerability, they found a fragile hope, a chance to grow, to forgive, and maybe to heal. Lena learned that impulsivity comes with a cost, but sometimes it's the only way to uncover what's truly missing and to start rebuilding a life that feels real.